Hello and welcome to episode 9 of Colonizing Duna. Last episode we've landed the last rover that will form our fuel train. The only problem we had is we broke a wheel upon landing, so we can't drive that one. We'll have to drive the two ones that have already been docked together to that third one. The other issue is that third one landed a little more north again, like 30 something kilometer northeast of it. So it'll make the final drive to the equator even longer, but as long as they're docked together, I don't mind driving no longer on the surface. Just have to make sure I'm really aligned north because the probe and a couple of modules are not really aligned with the nav ball once on the ground, so it makes it a little funky to find your right destination. But it's not too hard either, so yeah, give it a go. Once we get above this hill, I'll switch to 4 times speed. This is all post commentary, because if not I would have to talk for 50 minutes. While concentrating on not crashing, because this little rover, well, this is not one rover, it's actually 2 rovers docked together, but they tend to collect a lot of speed as you go downhill. There won't be a lot of downhill driving here because driving north for some reason here just makes you want to climb hills all the time. So I think my top speed is between 10 and 20 at all times. There's a peak at 30. As soon as the sun goes up, of course, because now I'm completely out of power. Right? It's the beauty of that rover. It needs the sun to drive. I don't need all those lights on. I should have just deactivated them. I can just drive with the 2 front ones. But let's just wait for the sun to come up and head for it again. Sun, where are you? There it is. When I originally tried it on Kerbal, I had enough battery power to drive non-stop on Kerbal. I would not lose energy. Well, the solar panels were efficient enough that I would not lose energy. And then at night I had enough battery power to at least drive a good 20-25 minutes. But on here, since the solar panels are slightly less effective, I'm losing a little bit of electricity as I'm driving. But when I'm downhill, I don't have to accelerate, so I tend to always have enough electricity to keep going during daytime. I would really have to be going uphill constantly for batteries to drain out. And then again, just activate the brakes, wait a little bit, and it will just recharge so fast that you can go again. But in the end, for this mission, it works. Except, of course, when I started driving at the beginning of this video at night with already half battery power because the lights were on half the night, so yeah, it was bad. But for here, it'll work. It also depends where the sun is at, because most of my solar panels are on the side. I got a couple one on the top, but if the sun is right on top, don't get that much energy. But oh well, just a matter of issues. And plus, once I get the other rover here, I think it's got even more solar panels than these ones, because it's got that probe on top like the second one, and it's like 6 solar panels around it, plus the same base as the other one, so next one like 12 something plus panels. Should be enough. We'll see once the actual complete train is built, and we'll start heading to the equator. I've also been thinking about the crane that I want to build on the surface, so I can, if every one of my modules have a docking port, I can lift them and move them or assemble them with other stuff. The only problem with that, the crane itself will have to be super heavy. Oh, yeah, here you see inside a couple of modules you have no view at all because the guy's sitting on his back, but I made that comment before. So yeah, the crane is gonna have to be wide and heavy, so when I lift things, it just stays upright. I'm gonna try it on Kerbal next episode, real quick, before sending the taxi in orbit. Just make a quick crane design video, because I've been thinking about it, and the robotic arm itself will be easy to make. I'm wondering what I'm gonna make the rover body out of. If I'm gonna, maybe I could use another fuel tank, because that tends to be heavy, and plus if I need it I still have fuel. And in the end, it's really fuel that matters. So the more fuel you get on the surface, I'll end up using it at some point. Whereas it's with landers or space planes or anything, it'll be used. It's not like I'll have too much fuel on there, especially with the. As I'm going to be bringing 2 space planes. There's a station and it's going to be refueled at some point also in the future. There's plenty of stuff to do. A whole planet to colonize. Woot woot. No, wait. So yeah, we'll have to see for that crane. I'll have to make the center of gravity as low as possible. And I'm thinking I'm going to need the heavier wheels, because these will not support the weight. I end up at some point breaking off 2 wheels of this one just from a little bump. So if the thing is just twice as heavy, I'm gonna need so much more wheels. If I use these ones, this is gonna be ridiculous. I need the track ones. Maybe I got enough science when the lander gets here and back that be able to unlock them. But I just want to design, even if I just design the crane in sandbox mode, just to see what it can look like. Because I also have to be able to land the damn thing, launch it from Kerbal and land it here. It's not like can miraculously spawn it here. Sadly, that'd be just so great. A little downhill driving. And those rovers are just so awesome. So much things you could do with them. Because I can split them up and go rove around with just the Lanmon kerman in the Cupola module, or you can just send the second one with the hitchhiker we're about to dock with and go refuel something completely unmanned, or bring Kerbals back to the base. I mean, and once those space planes will be there too, it's gonna be awesome. Be able to really explore Duna fully. Pretty steep hill here. This is 4 times speed too, so it looks like I'm climbing really slowly, but in fact it is really slowly. It was like 6 meters, 3 meters. It's fucked up, but it's what you gotta do. I mean, I could have attacked this hill from the side a little bit, but I decided to drive straight at it. There's enough wheel power to not stop, but picking up speed a little bit again. Wasn't that bad. The only thing I really regret is I don't get a good internal view of what's going on. I should have maybe put a lander can now that I'm thinking about it. But the cupola from the outside looks so much cooler than the MK2 lander can. Even though from the inside you don't. I just see the sun. Or if I park probably near one of those rocks, I can look at it from the window. But it's a little disappointing. I was looking at that post-it note from Jeb saying he ate all the snacks. Damn bastard! Give me my snack back! But eventually we'll end up bringing Jeb back here too, to Duna. Because after all, he's the master of the Kerbal, so he's gotta be part of this colony. He made it here unofficially on the first lander test I made. And he's the only Kerbal that ever sent science back to Kerbin. Even though it wasn't recorded, and I might have terminated his mission and he died unofficially, but miraculously spawned back at the KSP center. But no one has to know that. Come on, peacock, shut up. Just gets worse than worse, that fucking bird. Oh my god. Anyway, so we're still driving on the surface, getting closer to the damn third rover. It really sucked that I broke a wheel. And when I looked at it, again, it's got to do with all the parachutes that were not open right at the first place, and bad piloting and shit. But this Duna colony series should be called the Duna salvage series. Oh, and there we go, 2 broken wheels, just as I was talking about the salvage mission. 2 broken wheels I was talking about earlier, so no big deal, because Lanmon can still get out of his command pod and just rep it, but not good. Oh. Come on, go for it. And we are going. 4 times speed, the rep is just so funny. We're not too far now. It was also a nice opportunity to save, because you never know what can happen, especially with this. I mean, I was expecting like the wrong bump to actually force these rovers to decouple, but these docking ports are actually really strong. That's why I'm thinking, when I saw how strong they were, I was thinking about making a crane out of them. You could probably lift easily one of these rovers without decoupling really off the ground. Have to see, as I said, depends how wide and how heavy the crane is itself, and the more heavy the crane is, the more heavy the launcher's got to be, and the more fuel it's going to cost me to bring it here. But it's got to be done. It's got to be done. And after all, I mean, the the hitchhiker rover we're about to dock with, it's a mini version of what the crane would be, because it can lift things. It's just it's not using the heavy cylinders and the large docking ports and stuff, so it can lift, and it's not too heavy either, so it can lift probably really small things and transport them. I designed it originally as a refueling arm, but if I make it heavier and bigger parts should be able to yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh, well, since I have to make a design video for the taxi on the next one, I'll redesign the space taxi and design that crane real quick. So they're done and saved. Oh, we broke another wheel, but not too important because we're there. And it's not like it's a front wheel, it's just a mid wheel. Who cares? It's not going to change much. Plus, Lanmon's on his way. He's going to have to get out of his couple of modules to rep the hitchhiker rover anyway, so won't be a big deal. These rovers are just awesome. They look like giant buggies. So cool. And I'm really hoping that once the hitchhiker rover is docked with these two, that the drivability will remain the same. At least in a straight line. I know they have issues turning left and right, but I won't have to do much turning. Once I get the right south trajectory, I'll just go in a straight line until I find the right spot for the landing strip and the base that we're going to start building at some point. As I said earlier, next video is going to be redesigning the space taxi, and I'll see if I have the parts to make the crane. I don't think I have the right parts for the crane yet, because I don't have the track wheels. I just have pretty much these. And I have the space plane wheels. What else do I have? I have the really small wheels, but that won't support anything, so might as well not start planning on those. Now the problem I had here is that turning with those 7 out of 8 wheels, it doesn't really want to turn like I want it to, and instead of keep trying with just one rover, I went with trying with this 2 other ones, but forgot to put the brakes on when I switched back to the hitchhiker rover, which made it quite funky because I then had to dock with a moving rover. But for some weird reason, I had an easier time docking with the moving rover than with the static one. So I guess just give me hardcore mode and I'll end up doing it better. It's just weird. All these rovers don't want to turn exactly. They both have a broken wheel. And there we go. Forcing through it. Of course, why not? Bam! Contact? It's just bam. Lanmon, chill out. Don't break my rovers. I need those. Damn. Come on. And now it's starting to move because I forgot to put the brake on. But weirdly enough, I'm aligned. So there we go. They're docked together. We got our fuel train going. Shutting down the lights to save some battery power. The refueling arm too is still working. I think I'll end up trying it a little bit after repping those wheels and doing some weird stuff with poor Lanmon here. I tried to make him jump over the docking port, and for some reason he pivoted on himself and crashed on his face. So, and then I think I was trying to kill him. I don't know. I need him though. I need him to repack these chutes. I need him to rep the wheels. I need him to drive the rover. And he's got to be rescued at some point because the lander is going to make it here. We'll only have 1 Kerbal on board. And Lanmon will be saved because he will have a seat open for him on that lander. Or for him, the evac ship. Because until then, he's stuck here. It's already been a couple of years now since he's been here. I hope he's brought some entertainment over, because he's alone on a planet with just dust and rocks and iron oxide. So probably not the most exciting place to be by yourself. Maybe play solitary. I don't know. Grab the ladder, man. If I was him, I would have already lost it. Like, damn. Especially in the ship where you can only look at the sun. You can only see the sun from in the side there. But anyway, so that the rover is done, all wrapped up. Let's retract the ladder, and the refueling arm is still working. Lights are working. We only lost a couple end struts. think that's about it actually. Yeah, we lost a couple landing struts on 2 rovers. The hitchhiker wants to us all the struts, but yeah, the broken wheels upon landing, so there we go. The arm's working. Testing it real quick. I don't see why something should be broken. It got in contact with nothing, but it's always worth to try it. So the next video will be designing the space taxi and the crane if I have the parts. I know I have them for the space taxi. I'll downsize it because the one I made with the lander is crazy. Really just way too big for what it was doing. So here we are on the planet. We have to go south. That is not south. I have to go a little more to the left. Or am I moving already? What are you doing, Lanmon? Yeah, I'm alright. Stop! You're heading south. There you go. Right orientation. So as always, thanks for watching. Leave a comment if you have an idea of, I don't know, what kind of, well, I should leave a comment for anything. But if you have an idea of what kind of module I could be bringing to the surface, I already had a science lab plan, habitation module, a whole bunch of stuff. To make a landing strip as well, like a control tower, some lighting spots and stuff. So we'll see what we can do. But leave a comment and I'll try and make it. Or if you have files, I can even send you my email address and you can send them to me and I'll include them in these. Anyway, have fun, guys. Thanks for watching.